The 2002 National Electrical Code, specifically Section 300.22, addresses the installation of conductors other than service entrance conductors. Subsection C deals with conductors of different systems. It states that conductors of different systems, including power, lighting, control, and signal circuits, and different voltage circuits of the same system shall be permitted in the same raceway or cable, or in different raceways or cables as shown in Table 300.22c. There is an exception. Circuits operating at 600 volts or less shall be permitted to occupy the same raceway or cable if all conductors are insulated for the maximum voltage of any circuit. Focusing on the specific allowance for lighting circuits and data circuits, the code explicitly states that lighting circuits and data circuits shall be permitted to be installed in the same raceway or cable. This provision allows for the combined installation of lighting and data cabling within a shared pathway. This can offer several advantages, including more efficient use of space, reduced material costs, and simplified installation procedures. However, it is crucial to ensure that all applicable requirements of the National Electrical Code are met to maintain safety and code compliance. Some key considerations include conductor insulation ratings. All conductors within the raceway or cable must be insulated for the maximum voltage present in any circuit within that raceway or cable. This is to prevent insulation breakdown and potential short circuits or ground faults. The raceway or cable fill. The number and size of conductors within the raceway or cable must not exceed the maximum fill capacity specified in the National Electrical Code. Overfilling a raceway can lead to overheating, insulation damage, and difficulty in future maintenance or modifications. Grounding and bonding. Proper grounding and bonding of the raceway and equipment are essential to provide a low impedance path for fault currents, minimizing the risk of electrical shock and equipment damage. Compliance with other applicable codes and standards. In addition to the National Electrical Code, other applicable codes and standards, such as those related to fire safety or communications cabling, must be followed. Now let us delve deeper into each of these considerations. Firstly, concerning conductor insulation, National Electrical Code Table 310.4 provides guidance on allowable ampacities of insulated conductors rated up to and including 2000 volts. It is imperative to select conductors with insulation ratings suitable for the maximum voltage within the raceway. For example, if a 480 volt lighting circuit is run alongside a low voltage data cable, all conductors must be insulated for at least 600 volts, as this is the standard insulation rating readily available that exceeds the highest voltage present. Secondly, regarding raceway or cable fill, National Electrical Code Chapter 9 contains tables and examples to calculate the allowable fill for various types of raceways. These calculations take into account the cross-sectional area of the conductors and the internal area of the raceway. Exceeding the allowable fill can not only lead to overheating, but also make it extremely difficult to pull conductors through the raceway during installation or future modifications. Always consult the appropriate tables and examples in the National Electrical Code to ensure compliance with fill requirements. Thirdly, on grounding and bonding, Article 250 of the National Electrical Code provides comprehensive requirements for grounding and bonding electrical systems. This includes grounding the metal raceway itself, as well as bonding metal enclosures and equipment to the grounding system. Effective grounding and bonding provide a low impedance path for fault currents, helping to quickly clear faults and minimize the risk of electrical shock. Proper grounding and bonding is not only essential for safety but also for the proper operation of sensitive electronic equipment, which can be susceptible to noise and interference if the grounding system is not adequate. Fourthly, there is compliance with other applicable codes and standards. While the National Electrical Code focuses primarily on electrical safety, other codes and standards may also apply to the installation. For example, fire codes may specify requirements for the type of wiring methods permitted in certain locations, such as plenums or hazardous areas. Communications cabling standards, such as those published by the Telecommunications Industry Association (TIA), may specify requirements for the installation and performance of data cabling. It is crucial to be aware of all applicable codes and standards and to ensure that the installation complies with all of them. Now let us consider some practical examples of how lighting and data circuits might be installed in the same raceway. In an office building, for instance, it may be desirable to run both the power circuits for the lighting fixtures and the data cables for the network in the same conduit. This can simplify the installation and reduce the number of conduits required. In a retail store, it may be beneficial to run both the lighting circuits and the point-of-sale system data cables in the same raceway. This can make it easier to manage the wiring and reduce clutter. In a residential setting, it may be convenient to run both the lighting circuits and the home automation system data cables in the same cable assembly. This can simplify the wiring and improve the aesthetics of the installation. Before installing lighting and data circuits in the same raceway, it is always best practice to consult with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer. They can provide guidance on the specific requirements that apply to the installation and help to ensure that it complies with all applicable codes and standards. Ignoring these requirements can not only create unsafe conditions but also result in costly rework and delays. Furthermore, it is important to maintain detailed records of the installation, including the type and size of conductors used, the raceway type and size, and the grounding and bonding connections. These records can be valuable for future maintenance and troubleshooting. In conclusion, while the 2002 National Electrical Code permits the installation of lighting and data circuits in the same raceway, it is essential to do so in a safe and code-compliant manner. By following the requirements outlined in the code and consulting with qualified professionals, one can ensure that the installation is safe, reliable, and meets all applicable standards. Remember that electrical codes are constantly updated to reflect new technologies and best practices. It is always a good idea to stay current with the latest version of the National Electrical Code and any local law amendments that may apply.